Once you've found your center, can you take a deep, deep breath in through your nose? And then exhale through your mouth. You might make the little sound ah as you exhale out through your mouth. And do that again. Take another deep breath in through your nose. And a big ah sound out through your mouth. One more time like that. Inhale through your nose. And exhale with that sound. Exhale, exhale, exhale. So you're on empty. And now take a breath in for 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the top. Exhale through your nose for 3, 2, 1. And hold your breath at the bottom. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Take a pause here. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Keep going. This is called square breathing. And you might decide to add a little length to each inhale, pause, and exhale. Making your count 3 or 4, 5 will probably be the max hold that you would do. We'll take 1 minute here, independently moving through that breath. Enjoy. Let's do one final square breath together. So inhale through your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the top. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the bottom. Good job, you did it. Take a big breath in and then exhale with that ha sound. Bring your hands together at your heart. Your thumbs rest against your sternum. And set an intention for this entire series. So you've signed up for 8 weeks. What is one thing you would like to feel or experience or let go of during those 8 weeks? Good. Blink open your eyes. You'll take that intention with you all through class. Take your hands alongside your body. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Spread your fingers wide. And as you exhale, glue your palms together. Bring your hands down through your heart and then interlace your hands and push your palms down. Push your hands up, reaching the fronts of your hands towards the space in front of you. Come all the way up. This is big, big shoulder work. And then release your hands alongside your body. So this is a lot of times how they start a moksha yoga practice. If you've ever done that, you'll feel this is quite familiar. Inhale, reach your arms up. Palms glued together. Exhale, take your hands down. And when they get to heart center, interlace your fingers. Push your palms down. Now you're stretching the fronts of your wrists. Inhale, reach your hands all the way back, up, up, up. And exhale, hands come back down to your heart. Release your hands alongside your body. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, reach your arms up. Move with your breath. Exhale, lower your hands down to your heart. Interlace your fingers, push energy down. Inhale, reach your arms back up, really working your shoulders here. And exhale, hands come back together and lower right down through heart center. There you go. Take your hands out to the side, walk your right fingertips away, so I'll mirror you. And reach your left arm up and over. So option one, if your shoulders are really tense, is to take your top palm against the back of your head and move the back of your head into your hand. Option two, keep that arm extended as you start to really work into your side body. So this is all deep lateral stretching. Take a breath in, maybe bend into your bottom elbow a little more, lengthen a little more through that top arm, exhale. And inhale, really slowly, pull your body back up, take both arms up, both arms reach up. And with your arms still outstretched overhead, can you make fists with your hands? And then open your fingers wide. Make fists again, open your fingers wide. And do that one more time. You're just improving a little circulation here. You got it. And now take your opposite hand down to the floor. Start to reach over towards the left. So your top arm stretching long up overhead. Or the hand catches the back of your skull. Your skull might even roll back into your hand as you start to dig deeper into that stretch. The whole time you're here, keep both hips really, really glued on down to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, sink into the stretch. Inhale. Exhale, sink even further. Last breath in, maybe that bottom elbow comes all the way to the floor. Exhale. Go ahead and inhale, lift everything up. Both arms come up again, a little different this time. This time, can you make fists with your hands? Arms are outstretched overhead, and just drop your fists forward. Big stretch in the front of your wrists. And then rock your fists from side to side. Rock your fists from side to side. Beautiful. Let's bend at the elbows. Create these great big goalpost arms. Lift your heart and chest up. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring the elbows together, round into your upper back, palms touch. Inhale, open back up. So it feels like you're a flower that's blossoming and then changing its mind and caving right back in. Let's just continue to open and close, feeling that deep spinal flexion as you come down, spinal extension as you open up. One more time, open up wide, close yourself in, and then release your hands to your knees, lengthen through your spine. Take a breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Good. So really, really gentle dynamic movement today. If you feel pain or discomfort in any of these shapes, take a little break. And let's place a blanket under our knees if you need it. So if you have sensitive knees, go ahead and place a blanket under your knees. I've started to feel my whole body getting old, no matter what I do, like all of my joints are starting to ache. And I've heard that as we edge on to the age of 40, this is just all we talk about, is how our body is hurting. So it's happening, we're here. But let's undo some of that stuff. So take your hands and your knees hip distance apart and come down onto all fours. Come down onto all fours, spread your fingers nice and wide. Drop your belly as you breathe in, roll your shoulders back, lift your heart and your chest and look up. And now as you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under, round into your upper back and peer towards your belly button. Can you do a few more of these and do them about 50% slower than you normally would? So cat-cow is quite a familiar yoga pose. And a lot of times what happens is just this dumping and rounding of the spine. And instead today, I want you to take this in slow motion and try to tap into some of the more mundane or nuanced sensations in your skin, in your muscles, maybe in your tissues, as you move the body in this way. Maybe listen to the sounds that your joints and bones are making. Good. One last time, slow like a tortoise. Pull your body back to neutral. Good. Take your hands a full footprint forward. So walk your hands a full footprint forward. Now your shoulders are not above your wrists. Your wrists are quite far ahead of your shoulders. And push your bum down. You're teasing a little child's pose here, but not committing to it. Instead, start to take these great big circles with your hips. So you're rolling and moving, churning your hips around. 3 times in each direction. And make this as feel good as you can. So if that means really closing your eyes and dumping your head and neck, that's okay. And after you've done 3 cycles there, let your body drift all the way back towards a wide-legged child's pose. Dump your head onto the floor and close your eyes to pause. So stay here in your wide-legged child's pose. You got it. Eyes are closed. Inhale. Feel the breath fill your back body. Exhale. Let your torso relax. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift yourself back up onto all fours. We'll keep playing from this all fours quadruped position. Can you take your right leg and kick your right leg out? Pull your belly button in. Think about leveling out your hips. And now place your right knee right back down. So that's all here is take your left leg, opposite leg, stretch it out. Try to level out your hips. Your belly comes into your spine. Drop your left knee down. Let's work on that with the upper body. Take your right arm, reach your right arm forward. Notice if you're collapsing through your lower back, get neutral through your lower back so your core is strong. Lower your right hand down. And now the other side, stretch your left arm forward, pull up through your right armpit, and lower your left hand down. Let's put it all together. Extend your right leg back, lift your left arm forward, so opposite limbs. Drop those limbs down. Other side, take your left leg and your right arm into extension. Belly button comes in, so your core is still doing a little work here. And lower back down. Okay, you guessed it. Let's add a little movement. Take your right leg, your left arm into extension. Inhale here. And with your exhale, cat your spine. Go slow. Tap your knee towards your elbow. And then open it back up. There it is. So start to move in and out in this shape without letting that left hip jut out towards the side, without letting that right shoulder collapse. Can you just move your body in and out? 2 more rounds here. Breathing. Last one. And release. Good. Sink your hips back towards your heels. So before we do the other side, sink your hips to your heels. Take your right arm and reach it up, 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 up. Sweep your right arm underneath your left arm. Your right ear might come to the floor, or a block can be super handy here. And walk your left fingertips forward. Either keep your left fingertips here or crisscross them over towards the right. Take a breath in. Feel that shearing sensation through your upper right arm and your inner left arm. Release the left hand down. Take the right arm, reach it all the way up. And let's come right back up onto all fours. So set your body back up onto all fours. Take your left leg into full extension, reach your right arm long. Pull up through the belly. So imagine my hands were to come and push right onto your belly button, inviting it to pull back into your spine. And now let's inhale into extension and exhale to round. There's the movement. Go slow, almost methodical. So you're moving in a way that feels intentional, that savors the action, the movement, instead of tries to rush through it. Keep going. 5 more. Take 1 more repetition here. Good. Release the hand, release the knee. Sink your hips back. You can flex your feet here. Walk your right hand back. Take your left arm, reach it skyward. And then drop your left arm under your right arm. Left ear comes to the floor. Reach your right fingertips forward. Take a breath in. Exhale. Maybe walk your right fingers towards the left. Another breath comes in. Exhale. Good. Place both hands down onto the floor. Bring your body weight forward. Puff between your shoulder blades. And before we lift up into down dog, can you just take your knees a few inches away from the floor? Puff even more between your shoulder blades and look forward. Now push the floor away. So the action isn't really lifting your hips. It's pushing the floor away like you're trying to break right through it. And in this very, very slow way, can you finally lengthen your legs and lift your hips high into downward facing dog? Bend into your right knee. Let your head hang super heavy here. Straighten your right leg and bend into your left knee. Allow both legs to straighten, your heels driving towards the floor. Externally rotate your upper arms and push your chest back towards your thighs. Take a big breath in. Exhale out through your mouth. Good. From here, take your right leg, lift your right leg to the sky, bend your right knee and open your hips out towards the right. So you're starting to feel a pull along the front of the right hip flexor. Now take that right leg, look forward and step your right foot between your hands. Drop your back knee. Again, if you need a blanket, put it here. Drop the back of or the top of your right foot. Reach your arms all the way up. Inhale. This time interlace your fingers. Create a little pointer finger action here. Reach your arms, your heart, your chest up and back. That's your breath in. And now as you exhale, can you take your hands to heart center, squeeze your inner thighs together, rotate towards the right and place your left elbow across your right thigh. Keep pushing your palms together. Squeeze your inner thighs together, look up. Maybe you open your arms wide, you don't have to. We're just really shearing or churning out through the core center here. Push through your right big toe mound, come back through center, reach your arms up. Those inner thighs are scissoring in, so your glutes are active. And now place your hands down onto the floor. Hands onto the floor. Keep your right foot where it is to start. Lean your hips back. And now turn your right toes up and reach your right toes forward for a big, deep hamstring stretch. Come up onto the tips of your fingers. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold by any amount. You'll feel a big pull through the back of your right leg. If it's too much, bend the knee. Nice job. From here, you might bring your yoga mat with you by accident. Start to drag your right foot back. Come down. Bring your knees together. Bring your feet together. And come into a closed child's pose. So bring your hands behind you. Drop your forehead to the floor. Close your eyes, take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Press into the tops of your feet. Feel that action, walk your hands forward. Again, slow motion, push into the floor, externally rotate your upper arms, hover your knees, lift your hips high, 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 go up and back, downward facing dog. Bend into your right knee, head still hangs heavy. Switch and bend into your left knee. Stabilize, bend into both knees, then straighten your legs out, reach your left leg high, bend your left knee and open that hip towards the left. Now slowly step your left foot between your hands, really savoring these slow movements today. Drop your right knee down. You're in a low lunge. You can realign your left foot so the heel is just beneath the knee. Scissor your inner thighs together. Connect your hands. Connect your index fingers. Reach up. Keep scissoring the inner thighs so you're not collapsing through the hips. You can feel your right hip pulling forward, left hip pulling back. Big breath in as you open your chest. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Push your palms together. Now rotate to the left. Take your right elbow across your left thigh. Push your palms together. Start to draw your chest towards your thumbs. You might sink a little deeper in your hips here. Engage your glutes so your bum is really strong. There's always this option to open your arms wide. If that hurts your shoulders, just don't do it. Breathe in. Yeah, and then breathe out. Take your hands nice and slow towards the floor. One more piece of this little sequence. Lean your hips back, lift up your left toes, and start to walk your left foot forward by any amount. And now you'll really notice if you plug your left hip back, you can get a deeper hamstring stretch. If you fold forward, it goes deeper still. Breathe in, breathe out. Good job. Carefully drag that left foot back. And now flex your feet, and come to sit back on your heels. Take your hands onto your thighs, close your eyes. Take a big breath in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Try to stay in this shape. If you can't stay here, you can come onto the tops of your ankles, but this is intentional to stretch the fascia on the bottoms of your feet. Keep breathing here, just a few more moments. And then we'll start to grow our sequence up higher away from the floor. So come on down onto all fours, tap the tops of your feet down, tap, 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 tap. Flex your feet again, slowly lift up and back, downward facing dog. And shorten your downward dog here for a moment. You can move your blanket out of the way, shorten your downward dog just a bit, enough so that if you take your right hand and reach it under your body, you could catch the outside of your left shin or foot or even thigh. And if it means you have to bend your knee a little bit, that's okay. But the goal here is to get into that twisted action again. So peer under your left armpit. I know it's a funny pose. Peer under, let that right shoulder hang, and then release. Look forward as you start to restabilize. Other side, your left arm comes under your body. Try to catch your right leg somewhere. Peer under your right armpit. Drive those heels down and release to let it go. Good. Walk out into your normal sized downward dog. Take a breath in and exhale. Go ahead, lift your right leg high to the sky. And this time, can you take your right knee, bend your right knee, come forward towards a high plank. So shoulders are just above your wrists, and tap your right elbow with your right knee. Really slow, lift it up a little higher, like it's trying to tuck right into your armpit. And kick your right leg all the way up. Good, do that again. Bring your right knee forward, come into a high plank, tap the right elbow, and pick it up a little higher towards the armpit. Now go back into your three-legged dog. Come forward, this time straight forward. Step your right foot between your hands. Scissor your inner thighs together and lift up into a high lunge. So as we tapped that knee into our armpit, I remembered when my baby was little, like yours, Ina, it would always snuggle, the boys would always snuggle right under my armpits. And then I'd I think it was a maternal thing, go and smell their heads later, and it would just smell like my BO. I don't know if any of you ever did that, but it was super gross and always funny. Reach your arms up towards the sky, take a breath in. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Now you can stay here, 5 breaths, or If you like the movement, the flow in your yoga practice, maybe you lower down and reach back up. This requires a lot more stability through the hips, a lot of balance work, right? So choose your own adventure. You're either paused up at the top, stoic like a statue, or pouring down and reaching back up. And if you're being mobile here, go ahead and do that one more time. You'll start to feel the work through that right leg. Arms reach up even higher, maybe lifting into a bit of a heart opener. Take your hands together at heart center. Good, it's the rotation that you did before. So go ahead and rotate towards the right, then deep into your right knee. Take your left elbow across your right thigh. Squeeze your hands together. If you wobble, it's okay. Back knee can always drop and arms can always open. So you choose, you're breathing here for 5. 4, squeeze your inner thighs together for 3, 2, and 1. Carefully take your hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale. Open your mouth wide. Ha, breath as you exhale. Everybody inhale forward towards a high plank. Good. Drop your knees, drop your chest, drop your chin, drop your whole belly, roll your shoulders back, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Flex your feet, push your palms down, lift up and back, downward facing dog. So you feel the heat building now, right? Stick with it, take your left leg lifted high. Inhale forward towards a high plank, tap your left elbow with your left knee, bring it up a titch higher. Yeah, take your left leg, reach it up high again. Come forward, high plank, shoulders above your wrists, tap your left knee, and then bring it up higher. 3-legged plank again, or 3-legged downward dog rather. Come forward, step your left foot between your hands, scissor your inner thighs together, and reach your arms up. Good. Reach your arms up super, super high. Either stay here, focus on breath, or roll down and rise up. 5 breaths. Come back upright in your big high lunge. Take your hands together at your heart. Feel that left hip glute working. Rotate first, push through your right heel. So push back through your right heel, push down through your left big toe mound, then take your right elbow to your thigh. Keep driving rotation through the torso. Maybe your gaze goes up. Maybe your arms open wide. Holding here. Do the work for 5. Keep that back leg strong and straight. For 3. Good. Rotate your left ribs up for 2. And on 1, a little sigh of relief. Come back down. Plant your palms. Step back. Downward facing dog. Nice work. Inhale here. Exhale with your ha. Good. Roll your weight forward into a high plank. Let's go nice and slow, straight down onto our bellies so we can work that back line a little. Lie down on your bellies. Take your hands outside of your yoga mat. Separate your feet nice and wide. Elbows perk up. Inhale, lift your heart and chest up. Big or little spinal movements here. So you can go all the way up to the end of your range of motion. Or maybe you stay really close to the earth. Up and down, just riding a make-believe wave. Good. Lower all the way down to your belly. Place your hands flat on the floor, and your elbows can be bent here, or arms can be extended out to either side. Good, elbows bent or arms extended. And then push the floor away with your left hand as you begin to roll over onto the right side of your body. So getting into your shoulder girdle. You might walk those left fingers even closer. You could even take them and lift them up overhead. We're really close to the earth here. This is a good time to just try not to be distracted by all the little specimens on your floor. I just found an earring back I've been looking for a while. Take another breath in. Good, and then walk yourself out of the pose. So hands come down, belly, chest, pelvis meets the floor. And take a breath in center. Other side, push your right hand into the floor, roll onto that left side of your body. Your left arm can be bent or extended. It's more difficult if you have the elbow bent. You could even take your right foot onto the floor. Maybe lift your right arm up. Feel that opening stretch through the front body. Good, breathing here. Come back to center. Bring that right hand down. Roll onto your belly. Forehead connects. Pause here. Take a breath in. And exhale. Good. Clench your palms. Push up and back. Downward facing dog. One more standing series, and then it's coming down into a cool down set. So take your right leg high to the sky. And step your right foot just about halfway up your yoga mat. Halfway up your yoga mat. Keep your fingers down beneath your shoulders. And start to lift up your left leg. So option one is to stay here, really working on pulling your right hip up, pointing your left toes down, and leveling out the hips like you could balance something right on the base of your sacrum. Option two is to push through the sole of your right foot and bring your hands to your heart center. Option three, hands come alongside your body. Keep that left heel lifted. And option four would be to take your arms forward. Wherever you go, breathe here. You've done lots of glute work. Remember, it's not so different from having that right arm and left leg extended on all fours where we started. For 3, 2. On 1, bring your left leg forward. You're still using that right foot to balance and go right into tree pose. Go right into tree pose. Take your left foot to your inner thigh or calf. Hands come to your heart. Maybe hands lift up. 5 breaths here. Incredible. Take your left foot down to the floor. Take your hands alongside your body, mountain pose. Inhale. Breath. Open your eyes. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen your body halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into plank pose. And go ahead, lower all the way down onto your tummy. This time on your tummy, take your hands behind you, interlace your palms behind you, plug your shoulder blades in. Maybe connect your toes, and as you inhale, pull your body up, but keep looking down. So by any amount, you're just inching yourself away from the floor, letting your pelvis be that marker that keeps you glued. Otherwise, keep lifting and breathing. Those of you that are a little further along in your practice might want to bend your knees, kick your heels away, kick your feet away, catch your ankles, and take upward bow. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Release either cheek to the floor, close your eyes, and just marinate here. Final standing series. Push your palms down, lift your body up and back, downward facing dog. Root through your right foot, stretch your left leg high to the sky. And now step your left foot just halfway up your yoga mat. Walk your fingers beneath your shoulders. Start to reach your right toes away from the floor and then point your toes down and level out your hips. It becomes more challenging on your muscles if you take time to get into poses. Bring your hands to your heart, feel those glutes working. Kick back through your right heel. Go ahead, lift your heart, lift your chest. Maybe your hands come back behind you. Maybe they stretch out in front. You're breathing for 5. Keep lifting that back foot for 4. For 3, you got it. 2, on 1, you're coming forward all the way into tree pose. Stay with it, breathing, hands to your heart or hands up overhead. 5 breaths. Lower your hands down, lower your feet down. You're at the top of your mat, but just point your feet out in opposite directions. Bring your hands to your heart, take your time, come down towards the earth. We'll start in Malasana, squat pose. If your heels are lifted, that's okay. You could even take a blanket under your heels if you need a little release here. Push your elbows in, lift your heart and chest up, take a breath in. Take a breath out. Good, and then let your bum drop down to the floor and place the soles of your feet together. Take your hands to your ankles or toes. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge forward. Savor this. So make this about you, make it for you, not the sequence, not the pose. Not the history of yoga. Make it feel good in your body, however you need to move or adjust. Do that now. 5 breaths here. So good. Lift your heart and chest up. Lean your weight over towards your right. We're coming towards deer pose or pigeon pose. So option 1, you might need to move a blanket if you have a blanket here. It's just to stagger your legs in this little 90-90 shape. So there's a 90-degree angle in both legs. From there, you can start to wind down, pouring your weight forward. That's your first option. It will create less impact on your joints. Less impact on your hip. Option 2 is to take the back leg into full extension, finding a traditional pigeon pose. Let your forehead come right to the floor, to your hands or props. 5 breaths here. Good, lift your heart and chest up, lean onto your left hip. Listen carefully, take your right leg and bring your right leg all the way around. Step your right foot to the outside of your left. Reach both sit bones towards the floor, take your right hand behind you. Inhale your left arm up, and with your exhale, can you begin to rotate? Big or little rotation here, really listen to your body towards the right, maybe peering back behind you. This is another way to twist, create rotation in your spine. Massage out your intestines and your digestive organs. Good, unwind, take it all the way around for a counter twist. That can feel so nice. And then back to center, glue the soles of your feet together again, but push them quite far away from your pelvis. So it's more of a diamond shape, a big diamond shape. Or as my son Austin told me today, it's actually just a square on its side. You can fold forward, take a few breaths in your side square shape. Come on back up and we'll find that 90-90 shape on the other side. So lean over onto your right hip. Set your legs at those 90-degree angles, or take it all the way back into pigeon pose with the left leg in extension. Melt your chest down, and this is where you get to really be with your body and your breath. 5 breaths here. Come on up, nice and slow. Lean over towards your right hip, swing your left leg all the way around, plant your left foot, ground both hips, and then it feels like you're kind of climbing out of your body. So this is a really, really contracting shape. Can you go into the rotation and try to create space? Right, so that might mean really big, deep breaths. Maybe it just means lengthening your neck out like a giraffe before you turn your gaze back. Even little actions like opening that right palm nice and wide can make the shape feel less constricting. And let that pose go. Take a full de-rotation to the other side. And now come back through center, bring your feet flat on the floor in front of you, settle your bum halfway down, and take your arms out in front. I will give you 2 options. Option 1 is to stay here and maybe work on just lowering your spine slowly to the ground. Option 2, pick up your legs. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, straighten your arms and your legs, reach them down and back, and pull in back through center. So option 2 is for those of you that came here thinking I needed to get some core work in, or maybe you have like an Apple Watch on that's tracking your yoga class and you want to burn more calories, you can do that. I'm done. That's about as much as I'm going to do. Option 2, your feet are on the floor and you're just slowly lowering down to the floor. And my friends, we're doing those big Navasana crunches. You can take a beat now and come down to the floor too. Everybody hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Take one hand over each kneecap and create circles with your knees, like you're painting circles with your kneecaps. And turn those circles in the other direction. Good, and now lower your feet down to the floor. Let your hips move to the left, your knees fall to the right. Final twist before Shavasana. Arms can be open wide or closed in. Just breathe here. And at your own pace, you'll sweep your knees back through center. Head on over to the other side. Bring your knees back through neutral. Just take a little pulse check. Is there anything else that your body needs to feel complete in your practice? Take that movement now. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and extend your legs along your yoga mat, extend your arms alongside your body. Maybe place a blanket over top of you to keep yourself warm. Or just set a folded blanket on your pelvis, on your belly to help calm down the mind, nervous system. Commit to Shavasana. You're here for 5 minutes in total. I promise I'll pull you out. But it's so easy when we do yoga virtually to sneak away for Shavasana. Stay with me and enjoy this well-deserved rest. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Come back to your intention for this series, for your practice. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Wiggle your fingers and then your toes. And just sift your head from side to side. Hug your right knee in towards your chest and then roll over onto your left side. Push your hands into the floor and feel yourself all the way back up to seated. Turn your palms to face up. Close your eyes. Thank you so much for your practice. Namaste.